Good afternoon. It's Chelsea Whittington again. The second episode today of Whitt Sessions. And today I am joined by the illustrious Dr. Vernon G. Smith, State Representative, and so many things community. And today we are here to talk about, here on Whitt Sessions, the spirit of Christmas dinner that you host annually here at the Genesis Convention Center. So I thought it was fitting for us to come to the Genesis Center. I caught you in action in the kitchen, pulled you away for a quick minute just to have a quick chat because I need the community to know what you are doing once again for us in our community. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. This is our 32nd year.
32nd.
But before you get into talking about the spirit of Christmas, what does that word illustrious mean?
You're just so illustrious, distinguished.
It shouldn't be applied to me. How do you spell it?
I could give you a whole host of adjectives to describe you. I've been knowing you since I was a child, and I have watched you over the years constantly give to our community in so many different ways. And so it's just my honor to have you on Whitt Sessions. And for those who are watching and you don't know what Whitt Sessions is, it's a pop-up video in a pop-up location with a surprise guest. So I hadn't even told anybody I was talking to you today.
Okay.
So this is a surprise for you and an honor for me. So I am just asking that everybody tune in and get ready for some good stuff from Dr. Smith. So Christmas is coming, Dr. Smith.
Well, I appreciate your kind remarks about me, but if I'm doing the honor, all the praise goes to Calvary because he makes all things possible.
Amen.
And I give him the praise because
Amen.
he has sustained me and given me the favor with the community to be able to do this. You know, in the Bible, there's a section where Jesus gives a parable about a king preparing a great feast. And he sent invitations to all the people of royalty. I'm paraphrasing this. And nobody showed up. And he was upset. So he told his servants to go out on the highways and byways and compel them to come into his house to be filled. And so you can prepare a great feast and nobody
even show up.
So I'm just blessed that people appreciate what we're doing and they come.
Yes, they do.
Because we know that his parable was somewhat different because he was talking about his coming to the Jews, and the Jews rejected him. So that's how we the Gentiles got in. So he had a different message. But his point is made that you can prepare something and nobody will come.
You know, someone asked me earlier today, well, what is Dr. Smith's strategy around getting people to come? And I was like, he doesn't really need a strategy at this point. I said, with him doing this for so long, I didn't realize it was 32 years, but for him doing this so long, one, two, who he is and the service that you provided to the community, both as a statesman and just as a citizen, I'm like, if he didn't post one post on Facebook, if he didn't print one flyer, I feel like people know that this is a tribute that you do in your mother's memory and a service to the community. They were going to come anyway. They'd probably call you and make sure it was still on.
Yeah, I have people calling me in October asking can they be put on the list. This is God's truth. In October, and I said, no, we're not taking names this early. We'll take them right after Thanksgiving.
So because tell me how it works.
Well, you know what? The only reason we have people call in for reservations is because we want to be properly prepared. We want to know how much food to cook, how many gifts we need to buy. And let me just tell you, the day after Christmas, I will be out there just like it was Black Friday, getting gifts at half price because that saves us money and makes our money for next year. Yeah, and we store them at Brother's Keeper, store them in my attic, store them in my storefront, and I'm getting ready to move out of the village into my storefront on Broadway, 4333 Broadway. So I don't know where we're going to store stuff for the spirit of Christmas.
I'm sure somebody who's watching is going to say, Dr. Smith, I'll do it, I'll do it.
Well, you know what? I want people to say, I do it. I want somebody to take over the spirit of Christmas dinner.
Really?
I think my season is over. I'm ready to pass on the baton.
Okay.
I felt that way last year, and I posted it.
No takers. Because nobody can do it like you.
Oh, yes, they can. I will help them the first year.
Okay.
I will help them raise the money. I will help them organize. But it's time for me. I don't want this to stop after I'm gone, or where I get to a point where I can't do it. I wanted to continue. And you don't know the story of how this got started.
Okay.
But my mom was up in age, and I tried to get my sisters to go and help her cook because she was of an age that she just really couldn't do it. But she wanted the family to assemble at her house.
Sure.
And my sister said, well, we have to prepare for our own individual families, and we don't really need to do it. Well, I knew how important it was for my mom. So I told her, I said, Mom, I don't know how to cook dressing. I don't know how to bake a turkey. You do that, and you cook the greens, I'll do everything else. So I cooked in my little apartment, and I brought everything over on Christmas morning. I stayed up all night Christmas Eve cooking because, you know, I have all these community projects. So I had to save the cooking of our family meal for Christmas Eve. And I cooked all the way up to about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Wow. And so I laid down for a couple hours. I got up and I took the food to her house. And so I came back home and I got in bed. And I was awakened and I said, oh, I wonder if she needs any cranberry sauce, because I didn't take any cranberry. So I decided to call her. It was about 1 o'clock. But while I was there, I had asked her, I said, what time are we going to have dinner? She said, oh, 3 o'clock, the usual time. I said, okay, fine. So I woke up and about 1, and I called and asked her, did she need any cranberry sauce? And I heard all this noise in the background. My mother lived alone, and I heard all these people talking. I said, Mom, what's going on at your house? She says, we're having dinner. I said, I thought you told me 3 o'clock.
Right.
And she says, well, Donald, which was one of our brothers who had a career in the Air Force, has to leave early. And so we set the meal early.
Thanks for calling me.
Yeah, that's how I felt. You know, thanks for calling me. I said, wait a minute, I did all this cooking and you're not going to call me and tell me, oh boy, I forgot. That's what she said. Oh boy, I forgot. I was ticked off. And I didn't get angry at my mother much. I didn't like the spanking she gave me, but I didn't get angry, really get angry with her. I was
livid.
Right. Livid is the word. And I guess that was the first period in my life that I didn't talk to my mother. I was really upset.
Really?
And she knew I was upset. I didn't go to dinner, and I stayed home, and I was so miserable because I come from a large family, the last of 10 children. So I wasn't with my family. I think God was preparing me. Every experience we have has a purpose.
Yeah.
He was preparing me to do this event because I felt what others feel on Christmas Day, being alone.
Oh.
I mean, it was the most miserable day I've ever had in my life.
Because you could have just said, oh, I'll get over it. Yeah. Get on over there.
But I was teed, you know. I was teed at her because I'm thinking, first of all, I tried to get my sisters to do it. They wouldn't do it. In my busy schedule, I did it. You tell me 3 o'clock, and then you don't miss me at 1 o'clock when you start.
I know.
You know, and so I was upset. You know, when you get into your emotions, and I'm human, you get into your emotions, and I got into my emotions.
Sure, I totally get it.
And so it was, you know, and she knew I was teed with her, and she tried to call me a couple of times, and I was cold and rough.
You had a Scrooge moment, but you have rebounded.
It was a long
Scrooge moment. But I will say you have rebounded tremendously, because if you can see our background here, it's all set up. We're at the Genesis Convention Center in downtown Gary, and I caught Dr. Smith in the kitchen. He was stirring those green beans. I had to pull him away from the green beans and the yams, y'all, just to come talk to us for a little bit, because they're already getting prepared for Wednesday, because the amount of people you feed, you have to start cooking early, right?
Last year, our dinner scheduled from 1 to 4. Last year, with the crowd we had, we fed over 700. And we didn't finish till 6 or 6:30. It was supposed to be over at 4, but with the crowd we had, we couldn't.
Well, no wonder you want to pass it on to somebody else. That's a lot of people.
Then you got to clean up, because they want us out of here. We can't leave stuff till the next day and come. We have to clean up. We have to get out. We have to take everything that's left over and put into storage. Our serving trays, everything that we've accumulated over the years. We've got our decorations. We got to get them all down and take them and put them in storage.
So I hear you saying we. which means you must have some amazing volunteers working.
We do. We could not do this. I had a couple young men who helped me. Well, we had a Dwight Williams, who is my nephew, is one of the co-hosts for this event.
Okay.
And he just won the 6th district.
Congratulations, Councilman.
I'm very proud of him.
Yes, me too.
And but his job keeps him quite busy.
Sure.
His full-time job, the council position will be a part-time position. But he got a couple of his friends to come and help me, and we had to get everything out of storage to get it down here last Monday.
Okay.
Then on Tuesday and Wednesday, I had a young man from IU, a freshman from IU that I've gotten close to, and he and another friend came and helped us to organize all the gifts.
Okay.
And if you haven't gone to the gift room, you ought to show
I'm
people
going to the gift room.
Yeah. And we got that done. Then he went with me over to Chicago because I didn't have enough items for the men, because I buy all year long stuff that's on sale. And but I had to go there and get scarf sets and hat sets and gloves for the guys and socks and stuff for the homeless and things of that nature. So we went over. So he spent the whole day with me running around to wholesale houses over in Chicago.
Wow.
And then this past Monday, not past Monday, this is Monday, on Sunday we had to decorate. And so we had volunteers here yesterday. I only got the last 40 minutes. I made no Sunday school, and I got the last 40 minutes probably of a sermon and the service, because the sermon was almost over when I got there. So I participated in an offering and
I'm sure God is okay with that. Yeah. I'm positive. I'm going to just go ahead and speak on his behalf to say what you were doing here to get ready for Wednesday is totally excusable and probably more charitable than what was going on at church.
Yes. And we didn't get very many volunteers, but we got everything done. And then today, 8 o'clock this morning, we started cooking, and it's about close to 4 now.
Yes.
And we got to be out here in about 15 minutes.
Okay, so we got to wrap up, but you got to tell us more.
The point is that the people who came today, and I was really a little concerned because our volunteers were parking in front. We parked in the back, and nobody was in the kitchen. I said, "Oh my God, how are we gonna do this? How are we gonna do this?" Eventually, they came inside and was directed here, and I said,
"Thank you, Jesus."
Thank you, Jesus, because it's impossible for us to do it.
Yes.
They follow my directions. It's all my recipes, but
really,
I can't do all the stirring. I can't do all of it. And I want to thank Gina Hanna that does the dressing. Like I told you, I don't do dressing.
Oh, dressing is an art.
We had to get her to do the dressing. The Chateau was kind enough to roast the turkeys for us this year.
Thank you, Chateau.
And so they roasted the turkeys. The hams we buy from Heavenly Hams. They donate 3 of them, and we buy 4. We need about 7 or 8 of them for the event. And these are full hams, they're big hams. And
then we can't leave out where we're sitting.
Right, yeah. And the Genesis Center has been so kind ever since we've been here. Prior to that, I think we were at Ivy Tech, but we came to the Genesis Center thanks to the mayor and thanks to the board of the Genesis Centers for their cooperation. Their employees are just great.
Yes, they are.
They are great in helping us. And I just want to make a pitch for the Genesis Center because if all the churches and all the organizations just use this building, it would flourish.
Yes.
It would flourish. And all we have to do is understand that we can save ourselves. We don't need a Superman. We need Christ.
That's
and
right.
He is a Superman.
Yes,
but
He
we
is.
need Him for our salvation, but for our survival financially in this community, we can do it. Do you know we spend more per capita than any group of people?
Yes, we do.
And we don't understand the power we have.
Of the dollars turning
that's
over
right,
in our own communities. Yes.
If we awakened and we started saying, okay, we're going to spend our money here, all those businesses, and they know where we come from because they ask you for your zip code every time you go.
They sure do.
So they're not going to build a Walmart. They're not going to bring a Fridays here. They're not going to bring some of the things that we patronize.
If we're going out there.
Because we're going out there. Because
you
they say,
so
okay,
right.
if we're the major participants in the survival of those stores, why should they build competition?
We have no reason.
We need to wake up. We need a leader that can take the scales off our eyes and we can see that we have the resources here. Our population has gone down, it's less than half. But even with that quantity, do you realize we're the biggest city around here?
I
with
do.
the
They want our dollars.
Oh yes.
And I will share
and they
with
cater
you.
to them.
I will share with you. You remember when I served as director of communications for the city of Gary, and when people would send the mayor invitations all the time.
Right.
And when they would start with that, oh, come to the Radisson and speak, oh, come to the Chateau. I mean, although we have those neighboring venues, she would always ask them, well, why didn't you come to the Genesis Center? So why do you want me to travel outside the city limits to support your event if you're based in Gary and you're not at a Gary venue?
Yeah, I want Reverend Williams to know that when we say that the Chateau, I go to events out there. It's just that we need to wake up and understand, Reverend Williams is part of the community. He lives, his business is in Maryville. But I'd rather just patronize him and patronize some people that look like us from time to time, versus us spending all our money elsewhere.
Right, and if each one did it once.
That's right.
All the churches we have and organizations, if everybody did it one time of the year, we'll be booked all the time. All the time. I'm so glad you brought that.
Do you know
up.
that I don't sponsor events outside the city?
I
was forced once to go out to Avalon, and the Genesis Center was responsible for that because it was a Franklin Roosevelt. They sold out our date, even though we've had it for
many moons,
30 some years.
Yes.
So I had nowhere else to go.
But other than that, right here.
First organization to ever sponsor anything in this Genesis Center. Our organizations, the Vernon Stars, raised all the money for the first fountains that you had in here, the wine fountains. We bought all the coat racks. We bought your first tables and chairs for this place.
Wow.
We bought coat racks. We bought the first crystal balls that you had, the spinners. Our organization. I believe in the Genesis Center.
I knew that this interview was going to be educational. You are teaching me and all those people watching so much about this building, because I was a child when it was first open, but I was just so excited to know that we could come for concerts.
And we bought the piano for this place.
Oh, go ahead.
We bought the piano for this place.
That's awesome.
A new piano, not a used piano, a new piano for this place.
I am just elated to know that you are helping me carry this message about not only here as a daughter of a businessman, my father having a gas station in the city of Gary. I mean, we weren't allowed to go to Maryville when we were little. We couldn't go to the mall, and he kept instilling in us, own your own, support your own. And so I am of that thinking to this very day.
We had more parents who taught that we will be a better off city than we are. And let me tell you that we have all of our education banquets here. We've even had carnivals, indoor carnivals inside here. We brought all the outdoor rides indoors.
Inside, right over here to this arena.
It was a winter carnival that we had for Christmas. And this place has never failed us. The food is good. There was a time that we struggled with the chef. But Evelyn and the caterers that you've had in the last decade are superb.
Amazing.
That's right. The food is always good here. So everybody who feels that they have to go elsewhere, you've got to come to the Genesis. Try us. You might like us. Try us.
You just might.
But I'm sure you will like us.
I'm sure. I'm here all the time.
And I used to protest against my church. If they had the pastor's anniversary, they want to show out outside. I didn't go.
In silent protest.
I told them that when you have it in Gary,
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
Well, I love it. I'm with you.
Now, there's some things, because now I have a problem. It's a good problem, because I chose to be state representative. I like my job. So I represent other areas, so I go elsewhere.
But
I don't sponsor things elsewhere.
You attend those things.
I attend those things, but I don't sponsor. I don't spend my money with organizing something else. If you all are just tuning in, you have popped in on another CWIT session. I am with the Honorable Dr. Vernon G. Smith. Is honorable good?
Not illustrious this time. I'm going to say honorable. Dr. Vernon G. Smith.
That's a term that's given to elected officials, but I don't know how honorable I am. I try to be.
Well, what you're doing here is definitely honorable. And if you could just tell, before we wrap up, if you could just tell everybody, is it too late to sign up, or if you need volunteers?
Let me just indicate that we need volunteers.
Okay.
So we ask that you call 887-2046 so we know how many people come. Because one year we had too many volunteer people just showed up,
standing
around, and then it becomes more of a pain rather than a help.
Okay.
So we need to know who's coming, but we also need to tell them before they come that they come at noon. They got to stay till the event's over because we have such a crowd. Mm-hmm. We don't have time to be switching people from one task
to say,
to
I'm doing
task.
12 to 2.
I'm doing 12 to 2. We don't have time
12 to whenever.
12 till it's over. And if you don't want to come and do that, see, because it's not about coming to have a good feeling. Mm-hmm. It's about service.
Yes.
And service means that you go far and beyond your point of comfort.
That's right.
I am so tired. I want you to know that I am tired.
You're probably looking at me sleep behind those eyes.
And the point is that if you don't feel some pain and some suffering from it, it's not service.
Mm.
You know, I look at what Mayor Hatcher just did. We just buried him and commemorated his life. He went beyond, because I would see him in the city hall. Because I served 16 of the years with him.
Yes, you did.
Okay. Many times as council president, many times we fought.
Which is customary in government. I mean, bucking heads.
But the bottom line is, I know that the hours that he put in this building, his limousine would be rolling out of here 2 or 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Mm-hmm. Even back then, city council members meetings went to 3 o'clock in the morning.
Wow. And so we need to stop complaining about the one last week that was like 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
That was early. Early dismissal.
We went, but then we had more conscientious mm-hmm. devotion to our constituents. We allowed you to speak. We didn't cut you off.
Mm-hmm. No 3-minute bell?
Oh, no. We
wow.
allowed. We had to go to 3 minutes because we had to get away from that 3 o'clock in the morning kind of experience.
Right.
But initially, we allowed people to speak.
Okay.
Now we would ask them, okay, we'd try to wrap it up,
right.
But we didn't cut people off.
Yeah.
Okay. But I saw his service, and I'm saying that those people who are doing it behind the scene, we need the people on Christmas Day. I don't want to knock that.
Okay.
But the people who are cooking and decorating are doing it behind the scenes. So we need all of it to make it happen.
Yes.
But we want you to come out so you can call and volunteer. It's not too late to call the same number, 887-2046, and let us know that you're coming. Mm-hmm. But we're also providing transportation, so if you need a ride here.
Okay, what do they need to do if they need a ride?
Thanks to the bus company that services the Gary Community School Corporation,
which
is one of your partners as well. They provide the transportation because we had those initial years, we had people call and say, so I want to come, but I don't have any transportation. Mm-hmm. And so we reached out to the bus company, and they have been servicing and helping us for a number of years, and I thank God for it.
So they call the same number for transportation?
For transportation.
887-2046
for them. We'll start picking up around 11 to 12 o'clock on Christmas Day. And you need to come here and see how full this place is. It is non-stop.
I have to let my viewers know I can't tease you and say there's a spirit of Christmas dinner and then not come and go live and say, here's the spirit of Christmas dinner. And I will go on record to say I think that your mother is smiling down, that she is pleased with all of your work, not only for this dinner, but the penny-a-ton, the educational, the speech contest, the IU-Dons, beautiful things, state service, you name it, you are doing it, and you do it with passion. And that's the difference to me.
You know what? I made a pledge to God my junior year in college because our house caught on fire, the apartment building. My father died my senior year. Right after graduation, he died. And my mother's only source of income was that apartment building, or the major source of income. Mm-hmm. We had 2 grocery stores in our building, retail outlets. And then we had a mechanic's garage, and we had 5 apartments there. So that was a source of income. Well, the house caught on fire my junior year. and so there's no source of income coming in. And I didn't have problems academically, but I had problems financially because sometimes I had to work 3 jobs at one time.
Wow.
And to get out of college, I didn't want a lot of loans, and so I worked my way through and carried the full load the whole time. But I made a pledge to God, if you help me get my education, I'll reach back and help others. Wow. And I've been living it out. So that's why the passion comes from it. Because I really came to understand that the way you serve God is by serving mankind. He said it differently. He said, at least you do unto my little ones, you do it unto me. So, when I'm visiting the sick, I'm doing it unto him.
That's right.
When I'm clothing those with tattered, I'm doing it unto him. When I'm feeding all these people on Christmas Day, I'm doing it unto him. And so, I don't have to have a great reward when I get there. I just want to be in that number.
Yes.
But I would like him to, and he knows my name, because he's given me a lot of favor. But I would like for him to say, well done, good
well
faithful.
done. Yeah. Well done with this interview. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. This is my honor to just have this conversation with you. This will go down in history. I will be posting this everywhere and sharing it everywhere. But in the meantime, I invite you, even if you're ready to start giving donations for next year, you can inbox me. I will connect you with Dr. Smith so you can write a check. Trust me, he'll be on to something else by January that you can donate to. And then I want to make sure that when you get ready to move into your new location, that I pop in the beautiful things. He has beautiful things and beautiful things. I buy all of my Greek paraphernalia from my husband and my brothers from there. Some on your side.
Your brother is right. Your husband got a problem.
I got to buy Kappa and Q stuff. No favoritism. But we definitely want to support you when you move and get the word out about that. Thank you for supporting the Genesis Convention Center. And I want to thank all of you for watching the latest episode of Whitt Sessions. And I'll see you Christmas Day.
Sounds like a plan. Great.